The long success story of Rahim, from tea seller to a beacon of hope, the boy with the rusty cart in the bustling heart of Kabul, amidst the noise of car horns, street vendors, and the aroma of freshly baked naan, a young boy named Rahim pushed a rusty cart every morning. His cart squeaked as he navigated the narrow lanes, selling steaming cups of tea and pieces of dry bread to tired laborers. Rahim was only 12 years old when his father was killed in a bombing, leaving his family with nothing but debts and tears. His mother, a fragile woman with tired eyes, washed clothes for neighbors, earning barely enough to buy rice for the day. Rahim worked from sunrise to sunset, yet he was not bitter. Even as dust covered his face and sweat soaked his torn shirt, he greeted every customer with a smile. But deep inside, he carried a secret longing. Every evening, Rahim watched children walking to school in clean uniforms, laughing, their bags filled with books. His heart would ache, and he whispered to himself, one day, I too will wear that uniform. One day, I will sit in a classroom and hold a book that is mine. The self-taught student Rahim's work ended late at night, but his thirst for knowledge burned brighter than his hunger. After collecting his mother's earnings, he would sit under the only working street lamp in his neighborhood. There, with old newspapers and thrown-away books he found in trash piles, he taught himself to read. He traced letters slowly, whispering them aloud. One day, a kind old bookseller named Haji Karim noticed Rahim sitting outside his shop after closing hours. "Boy, what are you doing sitting here every night?" I'm trying to read, sir," Rahim replied shyly. Haji Karim smiled. The next day, he handed Rahim a torn book on Afghan history. "Keep it. A book is a friend, and you deserve good friends." From that day on, Karim secretly lent Rahim books. Rahim read everything: poetry, history, even old science magazines. He couldn't afford a pen or notebook, so he wrote notes on scraps of cardboard. Knowledge, Karim once told him, is the only treasure no thief can steal. Those words stayed in Rahim's heart forever. The first job by the time Rahim turned 18, his reading skills impressed many shopkeepers. One day, he was offered a job as an assistant in a small printing shop. The shop printed wedding cards, posters, and advertisements. At first, Rahim simply swept the floors and delivered packages, but he observed everything: how the printing machines worked, how designs were made on computers. The shop owner, Ustad Latif, saw Rahim's curiosity and began teaching him. "You have sharp eyes, Rahim. Learn this work, and one day you can run your own shop," Latif encouraged him. Rahim saved every coin from his wages. He skipped tea breaks, often eating only bread with salt, and after 2 years, he bought an old second-hand laptop. At night, long after the shop closed, Rahim taught himself graphic design using free tutorials. His first design was shaky, but soon he was creating beautiful wedding card templates. Chapter 4: The Rise of an Entrepreneur. At 22, Rahim started freelancing. Local shopkeepers asked him to design banners, and slowly he gained more customers. His dedication was unmatched. He would deliver work late at night, never delaying an order, never cheating anyone. Within 3 years, Rahim saved enough to rent a small room and open his own printing and design shop. The signboard read, "Rahim Digital Prints, quality you can trust." People liked him not just because of his designs, but because of his honesty. Business grew fast, and within 5 more years, he expanded into a full digital printing company. Giving back to the streets, but Rahim never forgot the boy he once was, the boy pushing a rusty cart, wishing for books. At 28, he used part of his earnings to open a free evening school for street children. It was a simple building with wooden benches, colorful walls, and shelves filled with donated books. On the first day, Rahim stood in front of the children and said, "These pens and books are more powerful than anything you can imagine." I was once like you, selling tea on the streets. Today, I own my own company because I never gave up on learning. And now, I want you to promise me never give up either. The children clapped, and Rahim's eyes filled with tears. Epilogue. The man who kept his promise years later, Rahim became known across Kabul as a self-made businessman and philanthropist. He hired orphans and poor youth in his company, training them so they could build their own futures. Every evening, he visited his evening school, sitting among the children, helping them read. One night, he looked at the sky and whispered to himself, "I was once a boy selling tea for survival. Today, I can give these children what I once prayed for. This is real success." And Rahim smiled, knowing he had changed not just his own life, but the lives of hundreds of others.